Hey YouTube, this is Beach. Coming back from my YouTube hiatus of many years. I'm going to do a review on my pickup truck, my personal pickup truck. I'm terrible at talking to a camera, so you're just going to have to bear with me. I'll try to make this enjoyable though. I'm just going to talk about it, what I've done to it, things you should do to yours if you're going to buy one of these rolling piles of crap. And just give you a walk around, start up, and just general overview. So what we have here is a 1999 model year Dodge Ram. This is the 2500. It's got a 5.9 liter Cummins. This is the VP44 injection pump. So many people think they are highly unreliable, and to some extent they're right. You know, this was a 99, so the 98.5 was the last year of the 12 valve, so that was a purely mechanical engine. This is a electronically controlled engine. It's an electronically controlled Bosch mechanical injection pump. And then in 2003 they went to common rail technology, so these are inherently louder, clatterier, probably smokier, just simpler engines though. Anyway, give you a little walk around here. Kind of embarrassed, there's other people around. It's pretty awkward. Oh, yep, there's my license plate, take note. This truck was originally maroon from the factory, and the original owner I bought it from painted a matte color brown, and I went ahead and painted it black. I found the cheapest paint I could find, and it's starting to fade, and it needs washed, but I had a spur of motivation to make this video, so I'm going to do that while I still have it. Anyway, yeah, these are Amazon headlights, and of course this one's starting to turn yellow already, only after a year. But these rims, if anybody is wondering, are off of a 4th gen style Dodge, or Ram I should say, Laramie truck. And what is needed to run these are 20s, is wheel spacers. They'll work in the front, they'll rub without the wheel spacers. I just have 1.5-inch aluminum wheel spacers on. They're hub centric and lug centric, so they're both, I guess, wheel spacers. I tried to find decent quality ones. I don't know, it's not my favorite thing running a spacer, but I haven't had an issue with it yet. And in the back, the hub bore will interfere with the actual shaft housing on the differential, so that is why you need the spacer in there. You can just kind of see it, but honestly I kind of like the way it sticks out. It's maybe a hair too much for my liking, but it's manageable. So where do I go from here? I went ahead and put leaf spring airbags on it. These are Firestone airbags. Just picked them up from eBay, I believe. It was about 400 bucks for the kit. And you route individual lines. Just straighter valves, real simple, no onboard compressor or anything. And that gives you nice left to right control. You know, if one side is heavier than the other, or one leaf spring's not doing so much, you can even it out that way, which is real helpful. This is a 5-speed manual NV40 500 transmission. I would have liked to have an NV5600 transmission, but they are hard to find and expensive. So if you could find yourself a factory 6-speed, that's what you should find. But honestly, I like this 5-speed for daily driving. When you're towing, the shift from 3rd to 4th is very frustrating. It bogs down a lot, but it is manageable. I'll pop the hood for you. And I am running a Edge tuner on it. I do not have the pump tapped, so I have the 3 power levels. I usually run it in tune 1, towing in tune 2, and then every once in a while I'll go to tune 3. And within those levels there's 3 adjustable sub-levels, or 5 adjustable sub-levels of smoke control basically. pre-boost smoke control. So it's pretty tunable. Power 3, I find that it's more power than you need, honestly. Level 2, it tows decently well. I mean, it is still a 20-year-old truck, but, well, let's see, 26-year-old truck. You know, and I'll talk about the brakes too. That's another thing. But it is 4-wheel drive as well. Pop the hood. Still running this is a bone stock engine. I haven't even opened it up. Running I believe it's a HX35 turbocharger. Only mods really done to the engine are a K&N cold air intake and the tune. That is it. That is all I've done to the engine, besides, well, the ECM kind of went out, so I had this ECM sent out for rebuild. Yeah, that's it. Well, this is awkward. What else do I talk about? Not much in here. Okay. Well, I'll go on to the annoying things about Dodges, which is the, oh yes, the engine. Yep. Being that it's a VP44, you're gonna need to give it a fuel supply. Being as the factory, this had an intake pump and it was not working well. I don't think I had fuel pressure. So what I ended up doing was going online and getting I bought an AirDog. You can buy faster an AirDog. This is an AirDog 100 gallon per hour frame mounted external pump. This is a lift pump. So this kit sucks via a draw straw. So you drill a hole in the top of the fuel tank, so you got to pull the bed. Really easy to do. And there's a plastic straw that you kind of cut. You snip holes in the bottom of the draw straw so that it can't ever, you know, vacuum itself off from the bottom. But yeah, it sucks from there, and this pump is keyed on. You could find it so that it's programmed through the ECM, but my ECM went bad, so I just have it to keyed power. Kind of annoying, but it works decent. And that is just routed up to the lift pump, or the injection pump. And this supplies a constant 12 PSI. No matter what I'm doing, I've never seen it less than 12. And that's stomping on it as hard as I can. Full engine load. So, you're also gonna want gauges. One thing, if I was to do it again, I would put a fuel or a boost gauge on, but this truck really doesn't make that much power, so yeah, you can see I have fuel pressure already. I'm rocking 12 PSI. And then I have an EGT gauge. This truck runs very cool. On the highway, it'll be 550 degrees, and I've never seen it past 1100, and that's towing up a hill for sustained load. So this truck runs really cool, which is nice. I guess another engine mod would be the exhaust. This is a 4-inch MBRP turbo back exhaust. Let's scooch under here, as evidenced by this exhaust pipe. And I have this routing into this is an Amazon stainless steel inline flow-through muffler going into the MBRP resonator, which is just, again, a flow-through. I think it's got like a fiberglass pack in it. And then out to a tip. Very dirty tip, but that is supposed to be shiny. So that kind of reduces EGTs as well and makes it sound good. It was pretty loud and droney, but that second exhaust or muffler really quieted it down quite a bit. I'd say it took the tone down probably half, which is what I wanted. So brake upgrades. I don't know if you guys had heard of the 3rd gen brake upgrade, but that's what I ended up doing on this. Being that this is a 99, these axles are different than a 2000, 2001, and 2002 Dana 60 front. So to do the 3rd gen brake upgrade, you need to have an axle out of an 01 or 02 or 2000. And that's what I am doing. I went to a junkyard and found a axle out of an 01 gas truck. They're identical, and they still have the center axle disconnect. Model year 2002s will not. But everything was plug and play. I needed different control arms as the bolt size upgraded from 14 millimeter to 16 millimeter, I believe. So I had to remount the holes in the frame just a little bit bigger, which is no issue. But these are Spoon Performance control arms, polyurethane bushing, no complaints with those. And that sway bar needs a little bit of work, sway bar bushing. So what this does is this gives you can use the calipers off an 01, 02. It gives you dual piston versus single piston caliper. And if you use the rotors out of a third gen truck, so an 03 to 09, it gives you about an inch bigger diameter. So that much greater clamping force. So that's what I ended up doing. And I also did the rear brake upgrade where I have the 1-ton Chevy wheel cylinders. They are substantially larger, and I have definitely noticed a difference in braking power. But this is a drum brake rear, which I kind of like, honestly, for the e-brake is very strong with the drum brake versus the smaller drum brake on a disc brake rear axle. So that's nice, being as it's a manual, you end up using the e-brake quite a bit. Steering on this, I've struggled and struggled and struggled with steering, and it's still not great. It is still a Dodge. But the steering, I pretty much replaced everything. I went through 3 or 4 steering boxes. I settled on a brand new one from Plews and Edelman off Rock Auto, and they are decent. I have to say, they're not that bad. I still don't have very good power steering assist, though. I'm not sure what that's about. I replaced the pump as well, but I have a steering stabilizer here from Amazon. They're about 50 bucks. They're 100% worth it. It will save your pump bearings or your gearbox bearings. I have 4th gen T-style steering on here, so this is all pretty much out of a 10 to 18, I guess, or whatever 4th gen to 5th gen started. But regardless, those should fit right up. You just got to be careful with what ball joint tapers fit where. You kind of have to do some hacking to get them to work, but you do your research, you'll figure out what fits and what yours don't. So the other big issue, this is still a factory Pitman arm. That's a 4th gen connecting, or a drag link rather. This is one of my favorite upgrades I did, is this Thurin 2nd gen track bar. I went through a lot of track bars. I was wearing the bushings out of them.